whenever I look at you. These feelings inside, I can't hide. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Whenever I fuck it up, I know you'll be there, I know you swear. If we hold on to each other, that'd be fair. Yeah. You are something I could only have dreamed of. You're someone I can lean on when I'm down. Yeah, when I'm down. You're someone I can lean on. Someone I can lean on when I'm down. Someone I can lean on when I'm down. Someone I can lean on when I'm down. When I'm down. I will find peace of mind till the end of the sunset sun. I will find you. The moonlight rolls, my teardrops fall, my bones are cold. Where should I go to find a soul to bring back home the moments that we used to know? I will find peace of mind till the end of the sunset sun. I will find
Morning. Ah! What the heck? Amazon. Click the link.
Didn't know who I was till I met you. All the hurt from the world made me forget who I could be without this love to help me get through my sunny day. All the clouds are straight in my eyes, you're a lotus blooming. Your light burns a hole right through me. Unfold like a classic movie. You're moving like water under moonbeams. I know you're scared me to
Cypher Enigma says, nerd.
Correct. Good morning, Cypher.
Cypher Enigma says BM.
BM.
Cypher Enigma
BM
says
yourself.
LOL GM.
Not yet. No. Not yet. Good morning. Say, oh, it worked. The affiliate too? Oh. Shh, don't tell anyone. What do I want to do? I want to close them out. Okay, I don't need those right now.
Cypher Enigma says lol, you have an embed for your stream in your notes?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I didn't think that would work. This is the code. I didn't think it would work.
Cypher Enigma says that's fun. Taylor 311 underscore says morning.
JD. How you doing? Good to see you again. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. This is my
Symmetrix says Dolog fork.
markdown.
Symmetrix says hashtag first.
Nailed it. Good morning, Symmetrix.
Symmetrix says
the markdown.
clearly.
This is the code.
Taylor 311 underscore says good to see you too.
Right on. What's been going on, Taylor?
Symmetrix says installed new.
What's
Symmetrix says
NVMe?
fresh 24.04.
2.
Symmetrix says and hating life smile.
New VM.
Taylor 311 underscore says I'm going good. I'm a beer dad. Woohoo. Symmetrix says hard drive.
Congratulations, JD. When are you going to be a dad?
Taylor 311 underscore says thank you. Jan 29. Static underscore drop says hi Theo. Symmetrix says I'm
Good
gonna be
morning.
a dad too.
Morning,
Those women
Static.
just don't know it yet equals.
Oh my god. That's all you get.
Taylor 311 underscore says to a little girl named Ivy.
Spectacular news. That's wonderful to hear.
Taylor 311 underscore says lol it's Metrix.
Good morning, Static. How you doing? Well, hey, JD.
Symmetrix says best of luck in this world.
Yeah, best of luck. Everything changes. Everything changes. I have a little girl too. She's hardly little anymore.
Symmetrix says honestly I'd never have kids in this fucked up wokeness. Equals. Symmetrix says I don't know how y'all do it.
This is my picture of my little girl. This is her gonna be her approach to life.
Taylor 311 underscore says guys I'm stoked. I've never been this excited for anything. Static underscore drop says I'm good buddy. Tuning in from the Netherlands.
Oh.
Symmetrix says Lamau. Taylor 311 underscore says lol I love it.
I've been thinking about turning it into NFT
Disgruntled
for.
driver says approved.
I think I'm
Taylor
listen.
311
hear me
underscore
out.
says nice at static underscore drop. Taylor 311 underscore says you should.
I have a couple of them. I have a couple of them like that for both of them actually. Anyways, on a to-do list somewhere. Disgruntled driver approved. Hey, how you doing, disgruntled driver? Yeah, so I'm amazed that worked.
Disgruntled driver says sup Theo.
What's everyone working on today? I feel like I'm slouching. Am I slouching? I am a little bit.
Taylor 311 underscore says I need to get better at note taking so bad. And I even support Obsidian. Lol. Disgruntled driver says just
Couldn't
got
start
the
getting
new
better.
Fibber firmware. Symmetrix says rising my Linux install equals.
That's right. I heard about the new Flipper
Symmetrix
firmware.
says my main system.
And what's the Linux install? I've heard people refer to Arch as rising it. Is that right?
Symmetrix says Ubuntu 24.04.
Wait, I thought that was the
Symmetrix
drive.
says you. Symmetrix says Bolivar. Cypher Enigma says rising is just customizing it.
Got it.
Symmetrix says Codium.
Tagore uses i3.
Static underscore drop says getting ready to drive my tiny rental to the red light district. Disgruntled driver says RIP
Winkies.
hotel keycard security. Taylor 311 underscore says you can look up Linux rices on Reddit. People go crazy.
RIP hotel keycard. Yeah.
Symmetrix
The little
says
thing
yeah,
can do
it's not a
everything.
simple task.
Little thing can do everything. Symmetrix, how do you feel about the Flipper Zero?
Bandwidth says at static underscore drop it's a horrible place to drive through.
Good morning, K Bandwidth.
Symmetrix says smile. K underscore bandwidth says hi Theo. Symmetrix says I'm starting from scratch. Static underscore drop says hi okay.
Okay.
Symmetrix says I love the Flipper Zero.
Okay, I didn't know if it was
K
something else.
underscore bandwidth says hi. Symmetrix says extremely capable device.
Okay. So look at
Disgruntled
this.
driver says going to get my hook quarter pack soon.
Hack RF,
Scott
yeah.
1969 says good morning at B7H30.
Scott B, how you doing? How you feeling? You getting any
K
relief there
underscore
yet?
bandwidth says that static underscore drop be careful of bike riders.
So, I have the $20 a month ChatGPT. A couple of interesting things happened this week. The first, their advanced reasoning model was released. And second,
Disgruntled driver says new GPT is insane.
Brown's Twitter posted a picture of this for National Video Games Day and said, we'd love for someone to develop this, tongue-in-cheek joking. So I wrote up a prompt and I gave it to
Symmetrix says
ChatGPT, and
Lamau.
this happened. This happened, and this is
Symmetrix
I've never
says
seen
Skinner
this.
Pac-Man.
So I mean, honestly, if anyone's seen this before and I'm late to the game, let me know. All right. I said, can you create this game? It's a version of Pac-Man, but uses Cleveland Browns helmet as Pac-Man right there, and goes to specific NFL colors of NFL teams: yellow, black, and yellow and black for Steelers, black and orange for the Bengals, blue and red for the Giants,
Hack the
but
Planet
teal
says
and
Morning.
gold for the Jaguars.
Symmetrix
Right?
says you know it can send you deliverables, like a zip file with the entire source code.
Okay, so I'm late to the game. That never happened to me before. Okay, and I thought I was being trolled. So I gave it all this information. And then I said at the end too, please ask me clarifying questions before starting. So I was really impressed. Actually, so this isn't the advanced model yet. This is 4. Do you want the same gameplay mechanics? Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the team colors. It guessed 2 of the teams correctly, which again I was impressed with. Do you want the football to be power pellets? Yes. Is the maze? Yeah, make it. And my bar is so low for advanced like things for it to create. I'm like, just start with the first level. And then I did say I wanted the same features. So here's the breakdown. So it replied everything back to me. It says it's going to start building on the game with these specs in mind. Since this is a custom project, it'll involve designing sprites, helmets, blah, 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 blah. Stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted for the progress. And it didn't do anything. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. So a few hours later, I went back to the chat and it
says you want your mind blown.
Check in on your progress.
See how I abuse chat.
Yeah, I do. I do. What is it going to effing take? What is it going to take to get you on a collab? Xmetrix. Do I have to say your name right? Is that what it is?
Xmetrix says Lamau.
Yes, I do. I'd like to hear about how you abuse ChatGPT.
Xmetrix says guess my real name. Xmetrix says equals.
Is it A? It wouldn't happen to be Richard, would it? Your name wouldn't happen to be Richard, would it?
Taylor 311 _ says, have you heard of Perplexity Eye for
the movie
searching?
Roxanne.
Hack that planet, says Todd. Taylor 311 _ says,
Good morning,
and I
Tagora.
got my first little side gig doing a migration from one computer Windows 8.1 to another Mac OS with Windows 11 VM, setting up a backup system, and setting up
That's
the Windows.
a big jump. That's a big jump.
Symmetrix
You
says,
should,
no, Richard is my dad's
you should document
name.
it.
Symmetrix says, JK. Symmetrix says it is for Char's smile.
So I said, check in on the
Symmetrix
progress.
says, not Todd.
I'm glad you're checking in. Here's a quick update. And it gave me the update.
L_Agenho says, I have no name. I simply am.
The next steps involve refining game flow,
Scott
tweaking AI behavior.
1969 says, been much better since they figured out it was buried bumper syndrome. They changed the tube and placed it correctly. Feels a lot better and the site seems to be healing up correctly now.
Scotty, it's great to hear. Ragano! I still don't have a good intro for you. I think you've settled into a hey-yo, I forget the song name for me, Ragano. How you doing today? Actually, that cleared a little bit up. Thank you.
Symmetrix says that B7H30 https://codepend.io/studio/pen/ through a session from
Hey, I'll
when
click
chat
on that.
first came out.
I click on anything. Anything.
L_Agenho says, I'm good, thanks. Just tidying up a bit before I go to the football. Taylor 311 _ says, what's up at Scott 1969?
No, Ragano, are you're going, or are you going to like the bar to watch it?
Equals D. Click on it.
What is this? What is this down here? What's going on?
Scott 1969 says, Taylor 311 _ Symmetrix says, just a transcript. L_Agenho says, I have a season ticket, so I go to the home games, like today. Symmetrix says, in Kate.
Ragano, we should trade game day experiences. I'd have to talk, if you're up for it, I'd have to talk to the people that are involved. To see if they'd be okay with me doing the tailgate portion.
Scott 1969 says, what college football game?
Well, this is YSU. This is the first university I went to. The Browns game is tomorrow. Now they're away tomorrow, so I'd have another week to try to pull this together. But I could I may be able to do like some of the
portion. Is that a euphemism?
No, it's like we'll tailgate was a throwback to what? Station wagons and trucks. And we will be in the parking lot roughly usually 4 to 5 hours before the game begins.
Underscore says you should look at Perplexity for doing searching. It can replace Google.
Okay. Go ahead and shoot me the Perplexity and I'll take a look at it. So a quick side thing, and then I want to get back to
Taylor 311 underscore says, oh no, it's a website. Taylor 311 underscore says perplexity.hi.
There's what I'm looking at. So there's parking back here. This is the stadium. There we go. There's the stadium. There's parking back here. We usually park back here by this big ass boat. And there's more parking here. Like these parking lots are full on game day. And then we get there. That's what I mean by tailgating. Tailgating, we go there and for hours beforehand. It doesn't sound like you share that experience. Sound like you said you walked to the game.
Symmetrix says wow. Symmetrix says fuck that venue.
Yeah. Actually, like location-wise,
Symmetrix
it sucks.
Says traffic must be like 3 hours.
It is. You're right. You nailed it right on.
Symmetrix says just to get out.
This is the main entry in.
L_Agenho says these days I just walk in from home.
Yeah. But in the stands too. I think there's a place that I could. Man, it's hard. It's hard, like in the stadium, because you can't really stand. Like I'll show you. I'll zoom in actually. These gates right here.
L_Agenho says I used to meet my brother and some pals in town for pre-match beers, then walk in from the city centre.
We're actually on this side.
Symmetrix says you have to say enhance when you zoom in.
Enhance. You come out these doors, and then right here. I could from like right here for a little bit, and then I'd have to go up to my seats. In the game is so hard. Anyways, let's pull up Perplexity. This is a good sign.
Taylor 311 underscore says I. Symmetrix says it's .I.
That's probably why. Okay. Next time I gotta search something up, I will give it a try.
L_Agenho says so. When are ye buying your kid a Celtic shirt?
I'll get myself one first. Thank you for the exercises. I may have to space them out. I'm sorry. So back to thank you for all the exercises. So I asked it, what's the time frame for completion? It's going to take about a week
1969
to fully complete it. Here's a breakdown of the timeline. All the sprites and maze design, game design, sound effects, and scoring and polishing. Once everything's ready, I'll provide a playable version for you to test out and give feedback on. And I still think I'm being trolled at this point. I'm like, there's no way this thing is going to come back to me like a day or a week later. This is amazing. I'm like, where are you doing all this work? I'm currently preparing everything on my side, setting up game logic and so on.
Who says at Scott 1969 College, I'm afraid you've lost me.
We got college American football over here. So you have pros, which is like the Cleveland Browns and stuff, and then the colleges have their own American football teams also. I think is what I think that's where we're misconnecting. I don't know what I'm saying. I think that's where our confusion is.
No Hugero says, have you asked for a demo version to play test?
L_Agent
Ho says, I don't really follow US football.
Once everything is ready, I'll provide you a playable version for you to test out and give feedback on. I didn't think it did this. And then
Scott 1969 says at L_Rajanho, I am thinking college football because it is played on SAT in the States. Sorry, you meant the real football. L_Rajanho says, but I'll support the Browns from now on.
And I'll support Celtic from now on.
No Hugero says, yeah, but I mean ask for an actual download. Not just a promise for one.
Oh, okay.
Smetrix says, the week was the timeline it'd estimate it'd take you to create, not the time it'd take IT to create.
Oh, so I may have it back sooner or later? I knew it was... Either way, I knew it's just a loose timeline. I need something to remind me about Celtic.
You demand it now.
Today... Oh, shit, in 2 hours. You live that
Smetrix says
close?
Literally Terry's no processing
Fucking
time.
Awesome. So what do I do? I tell it, okay, give me the demo now.
Taylor 311 says ChatGPT creating this is really just a bunch of people coding behind the scenes. D.
Wouldn't you shit?
Says just say. Smetrix says okay, provide me all the files in a zip file please. Smetrix says it'll send you a zip file. Hack the Planet says had to replace the earpads on my headphones. I guess it's been a few years. They're like new now. D.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed when I got mine. Is it being televised today, Ragano?
Taylor 311 says I had to do that with my Bose QC35s a year ago. Smetrix says yay, my Bose QC15s did it after 8 months of travel-only usage. Smetrix says my 25s did it 3 months of daily usage. Hack the Planet says yay, I've noticed that with the QC35s and the 700s, they wear out pretty often. L_Agenho says it won't be televised in the UK but it should be available outside of that. Symmetrics says, and my Sennheiser's 4.50S did it 2 years, and my HD 800s are still mint.
Oh shit, I have Sennheisers too.
Symmetrics says HD 800's going on a decade. Taylor 311 underscore says, geez, I used mine daily for 5 years.
They better last 10 years. They better last another 10 years. What are the Sennheiser 4.5s? Okay, I don't have those.
Symmetrics says ads.
Nothing important.
K underscore bandwidth says you also need a $1,000 amp to drive the 800s. K underscore bandwidth says my dream is to own that setup.
I have these, but open back. And I got them on sale.
Taylor
I got them on a ridiculous sale before you say anything.
Says I have Sennheiser HD 58
These
X
ones.
Jubilees. Just simple mass drop ones.
I've been looking for in-ear monitors though too.
Hack the Planet says Jeebus. I'm a $200 audiophile, not a $5,000 audiophile. D. Symmetrics says H-man, I miss the mass drop ones.
Mass drop.
Symmetrics says miss so many mass drops.
So against my
Symmetrics says they do group buys.
better judgment, and I was considering doing
Symmetrics
this
says
on stream.
collabs.
I asked the new reasoning
Taylor
model
311 underscore says I
to
love
help
mine.
me code a
They
Twitch
work so
chatbot.
well, but got them second hand on Reddit.
I've done this like 5 times.
Symmetrics says bruh, it'll help you code a Twitch chatbot. Symmetrics says in 15 minutes, smile.
So it gave me the information in Java? No, JavaScript. No.
Symmetrics
Node
says you
and
can
NPM?
literally get a full bot in less than 20 lines of code. Symmetrics says yay Jays.
I don't know anything about JS, so I would do it in Python. So I asked it to redo
Taylor
it, everything in
311
Python.
underscore says JavaScript, yeah.
Yep, don't know it.
Symmetrics says you can use Python too, although Python is trash. Emo smile.
I know, but it's on the list. I'd like to get proficient in one language before I move on to another one.
Symmetrics
Alright.
says Python is prevalent. Symmetrics says only benefit. Symmetrics says well, and good with big data. Symmetrics says an ML equals. Symmetric says, and well, yeah, is okay, lol.
No, it's trash. No, if you try to do something outside of its bounds, it's not good. What was Trash Puppy encountering? Something with threads? Or I can't remember. She was developing something for Net Puppy and found that Python was like
Symmetric says,
limiting.
so proud of her.
Yeah, good for her, honestly.
Symmetric says she's so FNG smart.
Yep. Honestly. I mean, if anyone's looking to enter the market, they should follow her roadmap. She just did a talk. Besides Durham, North Carolina.
Symmetric says, yeah. Symmetric says, I missed it equals.
All right, let's try this thing line by line. I'm going to cannibalize this window. Thank you very much. Hey, before I go too deep into this, I am an affiliate for Hack the Box.
Taylor 311 underscore says, we have B-sides coming to my city soon. B-sides Augusta. Taylor 311 underscore says, oh nice. Supergirl says, hey there, been a while.
Hey Supergirl, good to see you again. It's okay. Glad you're back. I am an affiliate for Hack the Box now, so if you go month to month on Hack the Box, please consider using my link. And then you'll get your subscription and I'll get a tiny commission that helps the channel. And yeah, that's all I got. Please, if you can. If you go month to month, that'd be great. If you can convert your yearly, that'd be spectacular. But whatever you can do. Whatever anyone can do. All right. Okay, so I have another. Maybe we should do this in incognito window.
Taylor 311 underscore says, put it in the links in your about.
Oh, I did not do that, did I?
Taylor 311 underscore says, you have your Amazon there, so why not smile?
I have them everywhere. I forget where they're at.
No Hugero says, seems it's only new users and subscribers. Shame I can't renew a sub with your referral.
Yeah.
Symmetric says, got a reboot BRB.
How you doing, Loaf? I think Twitch uses Markdown. Ah. Mute. Nope.
Symmetric says K.
Well, that was a fast reboot.
No Hujiro says had some long days at work, but we got paid to play golf on Friday, so that's nice.
Okay.
Australian tax agency decided to put their website in maintenance mode while I was doing my taxes, so I have no choice but to do something. No Hujiro says how are you going? Supergirl says how are you? Did you settle into the new job?
Loaf, I'm good. Actually, I'm feeling a million times better. Like, after the football game on Sunday, I got to bed pretty early. Woke up Monday, ready, all full of piss and vinegar, ready to kick some ass. Because we're going after some websites and my workstation still. And around noon, I started to feel like something, and I was sick for probably the majority of the week. Like Thursday morning was the first time I woke up and I didn't feel like garbage. Or Friday morning even, I think. Yesterday? Yeah, that was bad. But I'm feeling much better now. There we go. Okay. Thanks for the reminder. I need a incognito window to work in my other Twitch, my burner Twitch. I need my... Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Let's just work our way down. There's so many in there. Oh my God, that's not it, is it? Thank God. Same one. The first two are the same. Dashboard. Uh-oh. Passport. Passport Twitch? Uh-oh. Well... Oh, that's it. Am I settled in? No, not yet. I mean, physically, yes. But we're doing a lot of Windows privilege escalation. And, like, aside from a fresh CVE that's out there, like, I don't have the chops for it. I don't, not yet. So I feel useless and vulnerable and I'm trying to learn as fast as I can.
Taylor 311 _ says, what's your new job?
I work for a...
Supergirl says, I am sure you will get there. Survival _ 1337 says, hi, why stream not loading?
I don't know, Survival. I work for a consultancy
says, refresh.
that provides
Survival _
penetration testing
1337
services
says tried.
for
Survival underscore
US government.
1337 says didn't work. Survival underscore 1337 says tried pushing pause and play. Symmetrix says PC or mobile.
Have you tried resetting?
Symmetrix says change quality to 360p. Survival underscore 1337 says PC. Survival underscore 1337 says tried. Survival underscore 1337 says didn't work. Hack the Planet says forcing a sudden and unexpected reboot. Symmetrix says try harder. Symmetrix says lol JK. Survival underscore 1337 says lol. Funny Ghosty says lol.
Hey, Funny Ghosty.
Symmetrix says got any mitten shit going on? Symmetrix says fiddler. Wireshark. Symmetrix says any other tools running in the background. Survival underscore 1337 says second refresh works. Survival underscore 1337 says hi.
Hi.
Taylor 311 underscore says you do more network side or what do you primarily work on?
So it's
Funny
in the
Ghosty
beginning
says
of it
hi.
right now.
How you doing?
I'm well, Funny Ghosty. I'm
Symmetrix
feeling much
says
better.
he's a
Thank you for
naughty god.
asking. Oh, you're an ass.
Symmetrix says level 1 neck beard.
Yeah, level 1 is better. Yeah. Right now, all I've seen is very quick scanning of a network. Privilege escalation of my workstation. And web app pen testing.
Symmetrix says BRB.
Those three things.
Taylor 311 underscore says Aussie model gotta love it. All people seem to need Domino's pizza. Dude.
Yep.
Survival
It's
underscore
important.
1337 says not HTB.
What's not HTB? What do you mean?
Hack the Planet says I'm a level 4 neckbeard. Survival underscore 1337 says equals not.
Ah, right. In this case, it's a shortcut for a command. You're correct, though. Excuse me.
Survival underscore 1337 says I click it. Survival underscore 1337 says nothing happens, it disappears.
This is what happens when I click it. Oh, that doesn't work. Let me put it over here, actually.
Taylor 311 underscore says that's why in IT we say did you try turning it off and on again? Lol.
That is my affiliate link. That's what that link is what you would click on if you're looking at buying a Hack the Box subscription for a month, because that would benefit the stream. No?
Taylor 311 underscore says, how do you do that overlay? I want to get that set up on mine as well.
What overlay? Like my border and the follower and the...
Symmetrics says the hexagon.
Oh, that's...
Taylor 311 underscore says, nah.
Yep.
The blur effect.
That's finite singularities.
Says blur filter with shader.
That's finite singularities composite blur. You want to search those specific terms.
Pebble 3 says, I couldn't recommend HTB Academy Windows Proof Escape module any less. It goes over a ton of common vulnerabilities and helps you understand them at a deep level. Symmetrics says, I did it with just Ob's Smile.
Okay. Well, I did it with finite singularities composite blur. Symmetrics is on another level, by the way. If anyone has... Symmetrics, Loaf,
Symmetrics
Hack the
says,
Planet.
nah. Symmetrics says, Imanoob.
Okay. No thanks. Okay. So I'm going to go back.
Symmetrics says, I don't even have kids. Or a job.
And when I see whoever clipped me revealing a password, I'm going to time you out. I'm going to look at the clips right now.
Symmetrics says, Lamau. 002 says, good morning at B7H30.
Good morning,
Guys,
DJ Zero. How are you doing?
Symmetrics says, thank God I just record my screen equals.
I went through my clips. No joke. Does anyone want to guess? Like, I don't have an exact number, but like, I have a vague idea. You know how many times I have a clip of me opening my Bitwarden?
Says, all fine, THX smile. What's about you?
I'm good, DJ Zero. Thank you for asking. I'm going to attempt to create a Twitch chatbot live on stream again.
002 says, smile. 002 says, oh, nice smile. 002 says, the Irk one. Supergirl says, nice to see some things never change. D.
Me revealing a password or me trying to create a Twitch chatbot?
Symmetrics says, I need to create a bot tutorial.
You do. You do. You do. Specifically one for
Symmetrics
someone that
says,
has
in Python and
an
I'll throw it
Ubuntu
together in
server.
J's. 002 says, Twitch chatbot.
What do you mean I do it mine in Python and you'll throw yours together in JavaScript? Oh, okay. Yeah, you do use in JavaScript, but I do mine in Python. Got it. Never mind. Dick. Look at that. Okay. Twitch developer console. Yep, it logged me out. Okay, good. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna squish this a little bit more. Let's switch these actually. How's that sound?
Symmetrics says, yo, when you hit that token generator. Symmetrics says, go private.
Thank you. Choose a name for your bot. Painful bot.
Falling out of your atmosphere and letting go of the way things were. Pieces of me are still shattered. I still wonder if it matters.
Cypher Enigma says Nori's shadow.
My feet back on the ground. Things feel different.
Yeah.
I thought time would make it better, but you're still all I can remember. And
Nori would shit when I called Pinky Bot. Yeah. Maybe for the next one. Let's try to make this one for here.
I can't let go.
OAuth redirect URL. You can use localhost for local development. Okay, so maybe I'm
Cypher
putting
Enigma
too
says
much
make
ahead
the
of
commands
time.
conflict with her emotes.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, this is assuming that I'm making it on. I'm doing this on my host for look. Let's just do that. Let's do that.
All this time has passed since you left, but somehow I
Will receive the result of all client authorizations, either an access token or failure message. This must exactly match the redirect URI parameter passed to the authorization endpoint. When testing locally, you can set this to localhost. A maximum of 10 redirect URLs is supported. Okay.
and I'm trying so hard, but so far I can't let go.
Okay, so just make it HTTPS. Wait, what's this? Remove. Add. Remove. Is HTTP or HTTPS gonna... Okay, so I have to make it HTTPS?
Symmetrics says HTTP is fine.
This interface is garbage. Add.
Symmetrics says HTTPS is only for non-local host.
Category.
Symmetrics
Select
says add a blank
your
one
mom.
after local host. Symmetrics says then delete it.
Confidential clients are capable of maintaining and confidentiality of their client credentials, typically run on a server, web
No Hujiro
applications.
says remove the blank entry, it'll be fine. No Hujiro says add is for adding additional rows.
We found each other when we both
Oh, okay. Confidential. Public clients cannot maintain confidentiality. I feel like I should keep it confidential.
No Hujiro says the complaint is because the blank entry had no URL scheme.
Okay.
Symmetrics says yeah, I had an issue where I had to add a new one and delete it to get rid of the validation error.
so would you stay? I still lay awake every night in my bed.
Confidential clients are capable of maintaining the confidentiality of their client credentials and typically run on a server web application. If you're unsure which to select, this is okay, that's fine. Let's go with confidential. Create. You must have two-factor auth. I thought I already hit. Oh, no, this is the other one. Okay, that's over here.
Symmetrix says honestly.
No, I can't do. What are you honestly about?
Symmetrix says if you just want to enter your OAuth token manually, copy/paste, ghetto hardcode style, you can ignore all the code about setting up a server.
You can set up a new authenticator app on the next screen to become your primary authenticator app. Continue to the next screen and choose not to add it to
Symmetrix says and just focus on the actual ERC or WebSocket connection. Cypher Enigma says for this part, yeah, I like that approach.
Okay, I'll add authenticator app. Relax.
Cypher
Continue.
Enigma says then you rotate the key and dejankify it later.
So the fact that I'm not following you all. Okay. Two-factor setup. Oh, it kicked me out. Cool. Wait. Yeah.
Zizk says how is your day ye?
Good, Zerks. How are you? How do I enter my OAuth token manually?
Zizk says I'm good sir, just watching some Professor Messer videos on Network Plus.
Nice. Good. Good.
Symmetrix says you go to like twitchapps.com. Symmetrix says off screen. Symmetrix says an auth and copy/paste into your app.
Into what app? I haven't created anything yet. So what? It wiped all that out. Confidential.
Cypher Enigma says that's his point though. Just hard code it into a file and have it on hand for when the guide you're following references it.
Twitch OAuth token
Symmetric
generator.
says otherwise you're gonna spend all stream setting up a no auth flow. Hack the Planet says oh yay, I hard code my credentials all of the time. Is that what we're talking about?
You will need to first register an application in your Twitch account settings to obtain a client
Symmetric
ID.
says I GitHub push my creds.
And enter a redirect URL. Client ID, scopes.
Symmetric says you don't need to register anything for a basic chatbot. Hack the Planet says that's next level. Love it. Symmetric says I mean you can use an anonymous connection just to read chat. Symmetric says if you wanted to create like some screen overlay type of fun shit. Cypher Enigma says look at you Mr. Twitch developer Kappa.
Something's not right. I thought I was...
Hack the Planet says yeah I think Pirate Software's ad overlay just reads chat for the 2-minute ad warning and 120 seconds later it pops up the thing in OBS as his overlay. Taylor 311 _ says be back in a bit. Going
Sounds
to
good.
the market with the wife to get some veggies and get her and the baby some tamales. D.
Nice.
Symmetric says lol.
Oh, okay, that worked that time. After registering, you'll receive a client ID and a client secret.
Symmetric says client ID is fine. Symmetric says the secret isn't. Symmetric says client ID is public.
I know. We'll do it live.
Symmetric says BRB.
I'm gonna have to BRB here in a little bit myself. I'm gonna take my son up to the track. Not for a little bit still, but... Okay. I should probably open up notes somewhere. This 2820. Connect.
Hack the Planet says, what are we working on, by the way?
I'm attempting to create a Twitch chatbot again for like the 5th time.
Supergirl says leaking as many sectors as possible. Hack the Planet says nice. Want to set up Arch Linux afterwards? Do.
No, not right now. I saw you working on yours. Looks fancy.
Hack the Planet says I created a document on my GitHub as a guide.
Very cool. Twitch token generator.
Symmetrics says not that.
Okay, well, I tried this.
Symmetrics says go to /me. Symmetrics says twitchapps.com/me. Symmetrics says gives you the OAuth token. Symmetrics says private.
Use this tool to generate an OAuth token to authenticate with Twitch IRC. The entire presented token, including OAuth, can be substituted for your old password in
Symmetrics
IRC client.
says connect, and then copy and save it in your Python env file or WE.
2820, that's me.
Grassam says howdy Mr. Theo.
Oh, hi, Grossum. How are you? This is what? Twitch chat. OAuth.
Grassam says good. Enjoying the summer break till Uni starts in October.
Generator. All right, so I have that. So I'm going to close this out.
Grassam says on what website you're learning from? Hack the Planet says should be starting my next school term in 16 days. Hopefully this will be my last term, D. Cypher Enigma says he's just winging it at Grassam. Hack the Planet says it really is the way. Take swing plus does the thing. Hack the Planet says I also take phone calls from scammers during live streams and mute myself so that I can seem like I'm important IRL. Hack the Planet says, HTTP. Cypher Enigma says muted. Grassam says no sound.
Thank you.
Hack the Planet says I didn't hear that belch.
Streamer.
Hack the Planet says try to do it again.
I did too. Change of plans. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to take my son up to the high school. That'll be 9:30. He runs at 11 a.m., which I got to go back for that. But I have grandparents that are already
says
there.
Yeah. So what website are you learning from?
I have grandparents that are already there, and they're there early. So I invited them back here. So they may be coming back here. And if that happens, I'm going to have to split pretty quick after I take him up there. And actually, they may show up now because we got from all that tree, I got firewood that they're going to take. So, where'd my coffee go? Did I take it upstairs? Why would I take my coffee? Oh my God, do you want to see something funny? You barely see it. It's grainy anyways. That's me playing Pee Wee American football.
Symmetrics says, wanna see me winning first place in the swim competition. Grassham says,
Yes.
similar to rugby in EU.
Not really. Apples and oranges.
Symmetrics says, lol/me send selfie equals. It's Hap says hi.
It's Hap. How you doing?
Symmetrics says, imagine that. We all are first place winners. It's Hap says, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, it's Hap.
Symmetrics says, first one to get into the egg.
Symmetrics, what the hell are you talking about? Oh. Want to see me winning first place in a swim competition? Yes, please. All right, so let's see. How much farther can I go on this?
Symmetrics says, full bot in 10 lines of code. It's Hap says, also passed technical interview smile, but now there is more interviews frown.
No. If you passed a technical interview, now they're just looking at... If you passed a technical interview, am I wrong in assuming that now that they are going to look at soft skills?
Cypher Enigma says it depends.
It does. I think it does depend. It doesn't matter. You're gonna do great.
Hack the Planet says, don't forget to get your full body workout in there. Someone needs to exercise so that I don't have to. Cypher Enigma says, you've got this though. It's Hap. Grassham says, just act natural. It's Hap says, I passed first interview, which was in-person interview, then technical interview, and now another, so I'd what the interview is gonna be about.
I passed the
It's
first
Hap
interview,
says
which
at
was in
Cypher
person,
Enigma
then a
thanks less than
technical interview,
3.
and now another. This is good. More layers means they're taking you seriously. Hey,
Wapinine says, new
It's Hap.
Xbox releases in a few hours.
you got this. You're gonna do great. But we need to hear you say it.
It's Hap says, thanks, smile.
You're welcome. Whoopin', good morning.
It's Hap says, I will slay the interview, yes.
And let us know. Whatever happens, we would love to hear. But you're going to do great.
Hack the Planet says, I had an interview on a Thursday afternoon and an offer by Friday morning. That said, I knew a guy. Cypher Enigma says, so that last one is going to depend on who it is with. If it's with leadership, the interview is just about fit. Make sure to be excited about the role and the rest will fall in place. Juanma_VFX says, waving hand.
Juanma, how you doing?
It's Hap says at Cypher Enigma.
I'm
eats
sorry.
with the CEO.
There's so much going on right now.
Wapinine says, I need to get the F out of the UK. Our job market is dead. Grassham says, is it okay to ask for a higher range salary if the recruiting process has this many steps for the interview? I mean, if you make me go 4 to 5 rounds of interview, I'm gonna give you my highest rate. Cypher Enigma says that it's happy yep, so just sell it with sincerity. They want to see that you're in it to win it. Hack the Planet says asking for things during the hiring process is a risk. But if you know your worth, pursue that and own it. D. It's Hap says at Cypher Enigma alright, thanks for the tips, smile. Cypher Enigma says at Grassam ask for the salary you'd need to do the job. Interviews aside, you've just got to get past the sunk costs because you're burning the time regardless. Grassam says I mean, you are already trading your time for it, so time is more valuable than money. Cypher Enigma says but they have the job lol. Grassam says there is plenty of jobs out there. Tap says I'm probably gonna ask for a bit more than the market value right now because I got offered to teach at university and it pays the current market value. Hack the Planet says I've had employers who passed on candidates because their salary requirements were too high. I've also had employers who responded with we can't meet you there, but we're still interested in hiring you if you can make X work. Wapineen says well just stop by to say hi quickly, have a good stream.
Thanks Whoopin. Have a good stream. I'm gonna let words on stream go for a little bit. I gotta see where the dust is settling out here.
Symmetric says words.
Awesome
says urge. No Hujiro says girl.
Here's a link to it as well, too, so if you want to do that instead of avoiding lag. And taking my son. I'll be right back.
Norikitia says bop 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 bop. It's Hap says ruling. Grassam says rug. Grassam says ruddle. Grassam says NGLR. It's Hap says ring. No Hujiro says grin. Grassam says grin. It's Hap says luring. No Hujiro says rung. Grassam says in. Grassam says lung. Grassam says yo equals. Hack the Planet says aqualung. Tap says rowing. Grassam says damn you good. It's Hap says ling. Frackery says Beetlebrew. Grassam says equals. It's Hap says easy. Symmetrix says okay. Grassam says wait, we going on a trip. Grassam says with phone cam. It's Hap says yes. No Hujiro says braid. Grassam says duppy. Grassam says paid. It's Hap says raid. Symmetrix says rape. Symmetrix says lol. Symmetrix says I'll be the one. Grassam says Dera. Symmetrix says who says it. No Hujiro says Dapper. Symmetrix says but no. Grassam says paid. Symmetrix says dear. Symmetrix says read. Symmetrix says pair. Symmetrix says pay. It's Hap says para. Symmetrix says peed. No Hujiro says padre. Symmetrix says drape. Frackery says dapper. It's Hap says pair. Symmetrix says WTF. Symmetrix says this BS game. Grassam says pad. Grassam says party. No Hujiro says drape. It's Hap says dare. No Hujiro says were you locked Symmetrix. Grassam says righted. Frackery says rod. It's Hap says area. Symmetrix says locked. No, this game just disregards my answers way before other people's. Frackery says pada. No Hujiro says read. Frackery says I won. No Hujiro says it's Symmetrix. If you have a little lock next to your name, it won't accept any input from you until it disappears. Grassam says, continue. Frackery says Beetler wiggle. Symmetrix says I weed okay. It's Hap says switch. No Hujiro says switch. Symmetrix says shit. No Hujiro says dang. No Hujiro says so close. Grassam says wish. Symmetrix says twish. Grassam says this. Grassam says hits. Grassam says with. No Hujiro says which. Hack the planet says which. Grassam says stick. Grassam says which. Symmetrix says hist. Grassam says switch. No Hujiro says see the little locks Symmetrix. Hack the planet says Sith. No Hujiro says hitch. Symmetrix says nowhere. It's Hap says wits. No Hujiro says well, we don't have any at the moment. Symmetrix says oh. Hack the planet says with. Symmetrix says that's literally so stupid. Grassam says shit. Grassam says hits. Symmetrix says so if you get one you're penalized. Grassam says Sith. Symmetrix says what a dumbass game lol. Grassam says this. Hack the planet says hits. Grassam says wit. Grassam says sitch. Grassam says stick. No Hujiro says yeah, so you're better off getting the long ones first if you can. Grassam says which. Grassam says whist. Grassam says wits. No Hujiro says itch. It's Hap says wits. No Hujiro says also to encourage multiple people playing. No Hujiro says we're playing as a team. It's Hap says shy. It's Hap says itch. No Hujiro says stick. Symmetrix says it's basically to allow people on their phones time to type. No Hujiro says continue. It's Hap says no, we play to win. Symmetrix says if we're playing as a team, why do they have points? Grassam says continue. Symmetrix says it's competition to the death. Symmetrix says LOL. No Hujiro says to see who is the most valuable team member, smile. Grassam says can I win your friendship at Symmetrix? Grassam says racial. Grassam says Urical. No Hujiro says curial. Symmetrix says lol. No Hujiro says the heck, didn't think that was going to be a word. It's Hap says truical. Grassam says acai. Grassam says care. Grassam says Rika. Grassam says oral. Grassam says curia. Grassam says circa. Grassam says racial. Grassam says urical. No Hujiro says crucial. No Hujiro says thanks, it's Hap smile. It's Hap says I can't spell lol. Grassam says Ken. It's Hap says Clark. Grassam says Claire. Grassam says Lucia. Grassam says Lyra. Grassam says liar. No Hujiro says liar. Grassam says curl. Grassam says Sora. Grassam says aria. Grassam says acrylic. It's Hap says truer. It's Hap says kure. Rock Ocean says trule. No Hujiro says Trelia. It's Hap says Clark. It's Hap says Lair. Rock Ocean says cruel. It's Hap says restart. Grassam says feel strong man. It's Hap says restart, restart. It's Hap says restart. Grassam says not gonna play. No Hujiro says restart. Rock Ocean says restart. Grassam says well, have a nice day everyone. It's Hap says have good day. Rock Ocean says you too. No Hujiro says ogling. No Hujiro says ogling. Rock Ocean says long. Rock Ocean says igloo. It's Hap says going. No Hujiro says logging.
Take my breath away, 'cause I'm a slave to society. Please forgive my soul, I was too scared to break away. Could you
No Hujiro says gong. It's Hap says oink. Rock Ocean says gong. It's Hap says ging. It's Hap says ning. It's Hap says ling. Rock Ocean says gling. No Hujiro says login. Rock Ocean says nigging. It's Hap says clog. Rock Ocean says nogging. Rock Ocean says gingling. It's Hap says odging. It's Hap says lowing. Rock Ocean says WTH. It's Hap says goin'. It's Hap says, continue. Rock Ocean says, continue. No Hujiro says lest. Rock Ocean says else. Rock Ocean says elect. Rock Ocean says lect. No Hujiro says select. It's Hap says select. It's Hap says sect. Rock Ocean says ah. No Hujiro says elect. Rock Ocean says less. It's Hap says leads. Rock Ocean says tect. Rock Ocean says stect. No Hujiro says slate. It's Hap says slate. Rock Ocean says select. It's Hap says WTF. It's Hap says lect. L_Rajinho says steel. Rock Ocean says seat. No Hujiro says late. No Hujiro says teal. No Hujiro says slee. It's Hap says telex. Rock Ocean says lectech. No Hujiro says lees. L_Rajinho says lees. Rock Ocean says lees. Rock Ocean says, continue. No Hujiro says double. It's Hap says bluder. L_Rajinho says blue. It's Hap says bold. Cap says bold. No Hujiro says bull. Rock Ocean says loot. No Hujiro says dab. L_Ajinho says duel. It's Hap says bull. No Hujiro says loud. Rock Ocean says bull. No Hujiro says bled. Wanma_VFX says bold. L_Rajinho says bode. Mikum says Theo, you seem to have lost some weight, lol. Wanma_VFX says bude. L_Rajinho says dole. No Hujiro says blued. Mikum says at L_Rajinho hey ye homie. Rock Ocean says, continue. L_Rajinho says hi at Mikum. No Hujiro says lymph. No Hujiro says poly. Mikum says pole. Wanma_VFX says peel. L_Rajinho says peel. Wanma_VFX says lemon. Mikum says mope. Wanma_VFX says mole. No Hujiro says employee. Rock Ocean says employee. No Hujiro says employee. Rock Ocean says elope. Rock Ocean says. No Hujiro says ploy. Wanma_VFX says palm. L_Rajinho says palm. Wanma_VFX says melu. L_Rajinho says mole. Mikum says yelp. No Hujiro says mopey. Rock Ocean says lope. Wanma_VFX says I said mole above, that is lame. No Hujiro says moly. Mikum says lime. Rock Ocean says peel. No Hujiro says gotta focus on the lock. Wanma_VFX says leme. No Hujiro says if you're locked it won't count. Rock Ocean says moly. Wanma_VFX says gotcha thanks. Rock Ocean says, continue. No Hujiro says, continue. No Hujiro says it's so ignorant. Rock Ocean says ick. Symmetric says deadpan. Wanma_VFX says plan. Symmetric says dead. Symmetric says plan. No Hujiro says fake letter. Symmetric says land. Rock Ocean says planned. Symmetric says damned. L_Rajanho says paddle. No Hujiro says I think L is fake. Rock Ocean says paddle. No Hujiro says nope, in the mind. Symmetric says lead. No Hujiro says Dale. Symmetric says plead. Rock Ocean says paddle. Wanma_VFX says land. Hack that planet says plaid. L_Rajanho says nape. No Hujiro says Lada. Symmetric says N is fake. Rock Ocean says plain. Rock Ocean says bedal. No Hujiro says lapped. Symmetric says dead. Symmetric says damned. No Hujiro says leap. Symmetric says deal. L_Rajanho says plead. Rock Ocean says penal. Symmetric says kneel. Hack that planet says plan. Symmetric says Darpy. Rock Ocean says lean. Symmetric says Dean. No Hujiro says Adol. Wanma_VFX says plan. Hack that planet says Dale. Rock Ocean says Neil. Symmetric says lean. Wanma_VFX says plain. Symmetric says leap. Symmetric says peel. L_Rajanho says dapple.
Hello.
Symmetric says plead. Rock Ocean says deal.
So,
Symmetric says please.
I dropped my son off,
Symmetric says plow. Symmetric says
and
process.
I'm headed back to the house now.
Symmetric says Pokemon. Rock Ocean says continue. Symmetric says don't be that guy.
But
Symmetric says on
as
the
I was
phone
up
while
there,
driving.
grabbing my son
Rajanho
and bringing him
says
to the high
right,
school,
him off to the game.
I
Have
have
fun
grandparents
all.
that showed up at the house because they went to the thing first. They went to the meet first.
Symmetric
How you
says
doing there,
taking
buddy?
him to the
Take it
high
a little
school.
shorter.
Norikitia says fair using your phone while driving. Symmetric says you can't bring anyone anywhere.
So I got grandparents at my
Rock
house
Ocean
now.
says force.
So I'm running back to get the to help them with the wood because they're loading up wood from the tree.
Rock Ocean says forced. Ocean says
And
code.
I can let the stream go, but
Rock Ocean says over.
I'm not going to be on it.
Rock
I'm going to
Ocean
be,
says
I'm
Quad
gonna be
Road.
entertaining the grandparents.
Rock Ocean says chord. Rock Ocean says road.
This is so weird without TTS, honestly. I got nowhere to push this. Put this
Rock
thing
Ocean
either.
says dove. Norikitia says all I heard was you're cancelling stream and abandoning us. Rock Ocean says redo.
So much traffic. It's going to be hot too for his race. He's going to be.
Rock Ocean
He
says
usually
over.
runs better cool. But it's going to be warm. It's going to be mid 70s by the time he runs. wish this video had image stabilization. Really nice out. How nice it is.
Wanma underscore VFX
right around
says
the
Emperor.
corner.
Smetrix says don't even have sidewalks there. Smetrix says so sad.
Thanks for hanging out. Today, it's a day. Maybe we'll try the. Maybe we'll give it a try. Just need TTS, and then I can let words on the street. Words on street go.
Wanma underscore VFX says Oreo.
Oh, I'm gonna have family with me at the meet. Crap, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Wanma underscore VFX says OPAM. Norikitia says no iki one bop bop no iki one bop bop no iki one bop bop no iki one bop bop. Alatai Trooper says can I play new games high 8 GB RAM until 2024 ends?
Brian, thank you for the follow.
Alatai Trooper says
Imelda, thank you for the follow.
1080p rees.
Yeah, we don't have, it's an old neighborhood. It's an older neighborhood. We don't have a lot. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even looking at my phone. Okay. We're going to try this. I'm going to try this out, okay? I got to go up there and I'm going to help load wood. No one's playing. Don't slag anymore. If there's another game you want me to play, message me on Discord. And I'm going to try to be back here in a little bit.
Norikitia says yes, let's play chat. Symmetrix says no THX. Symmetrix says chat is just sad. Norikitia says nor iki one cry. Symmetrix says window. Norikitia says kindos. Symmetrix says wind. Norikitia says windows. Symmetrix says wind. Symmetrix says lol. Norikitia says wins. Symmetrix says downs. Norikitia says widow. Norikitia says wind. Symmetrix says yay. Pretty Jess says wins. Pretty Jess says where is Theo? Greater than L. Pretty Jess says greater than L. Pretty Jess says greater than L. Symmetrix says driving around. Norikitia says abandoned everyone. Symmetrix says took kid to school. Symmetrix says or some shit. Pretty Jess says excuses. Pretty Jess says I'm here now, he should be here, greater than L. Symmetrix says right. Symmetrix says he's so rude. Pretty Jess says right. Pretty Jess says he should know better. Norikitia says won't be back raw a while, has grabbed Vorontsova. Pretty Jess says margin. Pretty Jess says grain. Pretty Jess says main. Pretty Jess says gram. Norikitia says pew. Pretty Jess says gain. Norikitia says maybe we can talk to the hoodie. Pretty Jess says aid. Pretty Jess says tides. Symmetrix says digest. Pretty Jess says ties. Pretty Jess says diets. Symmetrix says sight. Symmetrix says diet. Pretty Jess says dies. Symmetrix says tide. Symmetrix says tides. Symmetrix says gist. Symmetrix says seat. Pretty Jess says ties. Symmetrix says tigs. Pretty Jess says sight. Symmetrix says gits. British S says gisted. Symmetric says gets. British S says not near enough coffee for me yet. British S says brain is sleepy still. British S says cricket. Symmetric says cricket. Symmetric says damn it. British S says British grin. British S says ticker. Symmetric says kite. Kazini says kite. Symmetric says cricket. Symmetric says was mine. Kazini says kick. British S says trick. Symmetric says tire. British S says obviously was mine. Ford says tongue. Symmetric says treat. British S says hi at Kazini. Kazini says trek. Symmetric says wrecked. Symmetric says wrecked. British S says tick. Kazini says hi. Symmetric says Tiva. Symmetric says rice. Symmetric says Rick. Symmetric says Rick. British S says trike. Symmetric says Kurt. British S says Isa. British S says trice. Symmetric says trice. Symmetric says L. Symmetric says damn it. British S says Lamal. British S says off all the words. We both thought of trice at the same time. British S says of. Symmetric says Isa got me there. Symmetric says to no way. British S says baguette. Kazini says beat. Symmetric says teabag. Kazini says beat. Symmetric says lol WTF. Kazini says bug. British S says butte. Wasua says baguette. British S says beat. Kazini says beta. Wasua says boat. Pretty Jess says gate. Pretty Jess says but. Wasua says HHHH makes sense so.
I've been known to hide my feelings, keep all my emotions bottled up. Can't explain why I conceal it. Guess I'm holding back till I find the one. Maybe you're inches away. Could it be you keeping me safe? Yeah.
Pretty Jess says it's metrics.
My saving grace.
Wasua says restart.
You're the reason
Pretty Jess says restart.
I let down my walls tonight. We could
Pretty Jess says only Theo can poro sad.
I'm staying where you are, 'cause only you could ever make
Wasua says restart. Pretty Jess says lol. Wasua says back. Pretty Jess says math. Wasua says what? Wasua says what? Pretty Jess says Macca. Pretty Jess says chat. Wasua says want. Wasua says chat. Pretty Jess says it should have triggered before unlock greater than L. Pretty Jess says wham. Pretty Jess says 4. Wasua says damn that was a hard one. Wasua says restart. British S says actuary. British S says, so at girls can trap. British S says welcome in Raiders. Theo is away right now but I know he appreciates the raid. Wasua says cart. British S says cart. Girls can trap says thanks for the so smile. British S says Kurt. British S says you're welcome. British S says cray. Wasua says wrapped. British S says tray. Girls can trap says walking my dog, so probably won't chat for a bit, but I'll stick around to check your stream out. Girls can trap says lurk a bit. British S says racy. Wasua says track. Wasua says cover. British S says score. Wasua says verso. British S says covers. British S says cause. British S says roves. British S says call. British S says rove. Hack the Planet says sucker bee. British S says source. Hack the Planet says because. Y3T1D says case. British S says bisses. British S says cause. Y3T1D says bees. Hack the Planet says base. Hack the Planet says bores. Hack the Planet says cause. British S says brain could not spell base lol. British S says bees. British S says cubes. British S says cube. Y3T1D says cues. British S says British A. British S says save the day.
Breaking all of the pieces you left in my head. My friends, they spoke against you when they heard what you said. Feelings are better off without this feeling of dread. I'm never good enough for all this time.
British S says Serbs.
Thought that we would end
British S says curbs.
that was all in my head. I'm ready for the long road ahead. For all this time, we lied about how we would last and that we were alright. But it's fine. For all this time.
British S says curb. British S says scrubs. British S says scrub. British S says subs. Y3T1D says rubs. British S says cubs.
Yo. The day snuck up on me, and I have family over right now.
Pretty Jess
I hope
says
everyone has a
Theo.
great day. I'm sorry, Jess.